Yahoo! We are at UK Bike Fit, but we're not here annoying Dan today. We've got the lovely Jen with us, working away.
Hello.
Kyle is here for his Bike Fit.
Also here to annoy Jen.
Yeah, and here to annoy Jen. He hasn't had a Bike Fit yet on Poco in the background, aka his Pinarello F7. But ever since he's ridden it, he has had a bit of knee niggles, hasn't he?
Correction. When I've adjusted side of heart, I've had knee injuries.
Yeah.
Since then, it's actually not been too bad, but I need to sort it out.
So basically, he got the bike, and then a few weeks after he got the bike, he did a 600k and came out with a knee injury. And then we've just got back from France where he did 700 miles. But the second half of France, you were fine, weren't you? It was just the first half.
Since I put myself up a little bit, it's been good.
Yeah.
So I think it's an accumulation of things. One, probably doing too much and not recovering. And two, just I've not had it looked at yet. So.
Yeah. But you haven't had a Bike Fit on this bike, and because of the amount of miles we do.
And I did, when I got the bike, I did just jump on it and ride without checking anything.
It's a good idea to go, and especially because this time in 2 weeks you've got the 24-hour time trial.
Yeah, so it needs to be good.
So he wants it to be comfy for that. How long does it take to get used to a Bike Fit?
To a new bike, like 4 to 6 weeks of riding, but you have been riding this for quite a long time and you do a lot of miles, so you might be able to get used to it a little bit quicker. And you sound like you've probably changed the saddle to kind of the right height now, so it might be that we don't need to do too much adjusting today.
Perfect. So we've got 2 weeks or 24, so basically ride loads on it to get used to it.
Yeah, but like you say, I don't think anything's going to be too drastic.
No.
So it should be good.
Well, let's find out. So you got your Tour de France bottle on as well?
Yeah.
Lovely. It is a lovely beast. It was a bit, let's see the damage from the crash. Carl fell off his bike when he went through a ford, and this is the damage that got... That's okay, it's superficial bar tape, we can change that, but this is a bit more pricey. This is a bit more pricey to fix, so I think we'll keep that as momentum from France. Obviously, Kyle had a Bike Fit on the Canyon before he got his Pinarello, and I was just asking Jen, couldn't we just put the measurements from one bike to the next? And you can do that, but because the geometry of this bike is a lot different to the Canyon, it's better to have a Bike Fit, which is what we're doing today, just to make sure it's super comfy.
Well, quick, obvious pointers is the Canyon is an endurance bike, and this is more of a road racing sort of geometry.
Yeah, which you wanted, didn't you?
Which I wanted.
You have scuffed here, haven't you? Sorry.
Yeah, I was very upset about that.
Yeah, he also scuffed his shoes in the crash.
These are just markers so that we can measure different things and see where Kyle is on the bike.
So Amy, if you're going to be left side is my good side, there's no scuffs on that side.
Yeah, this is your bad side. Oh dear.
I've seen worse.
The first setup, I've been riding it for the past month, I think he's had the bike for. And Jen's just doing some videos and assessing his position. From my position, Kyle, you look great. Like a fine stallion.
Spin you around.
Oh, hang on. Merry-go-round, here we go. Woo! That's the angle I normally see Kyle from when I'm on the back, having a free ride.
I don't usually see it a lot, so I'm usually like this.
Hey, they're my socks. There they are. My mum gave me them. Little rapscallion. Oh, so he helped himself to the socks out of my drawer because they matched his Pinarello, apparently. You can have them now. I'm not having them after your sweaty feet have been in them. Your big toes probably stretched them. I'm surprised they fit in there. Oh, his cleat's wrong.
Yeah, sort of.
Yeah, especially on the right side.
And then I think, because I was overcompensating, I think that might have been what caused the left.
Cool, so just hop off and pop your shoes up for me.
Oh, cleat readjustment coming in. So what's wrong with his cleat position at the moment?
So when I was just moving his ankle, you want to have an equal amount of float on each side, so your foot can move to either side that it wants to. And on yours, there was nothing on going in and loads going out. So essentially, if his foot wanted to move in while it was pedaling, it can't do that, which then puts lots of pressure through your other structures and can end up giving you some knee pain.
Right.
And also, that's quite a good point actually, because someone said to me, because my stance is usually quite outwards.
Yeah.
And basically my foot's sort of planted like that on my pedal. So
Right.
if my knee wants to rotate that way, it can't.
I can't believe how good condition your cleats are. Are they new ones?
They're brand new, yeah.
Let's have a look at those bad boys.
The new because
Just to impress.
I wrecked them in France.
Yeah, you did. In France, they were hanging apart.
Because I was walking around town with them on, wasn't I?
Your shoe was like over here.
Ah, right. Okay.
And you need to have yours rotated further this way. So this one only needs to go a little bit further this way, but yeah, your right one, we moved loads.
Yeah.
This is a nice machine.
It is.
So can anyone buy these? Yeah.
Yeah, you can buy them online.
And you can just set it up
Yeah.
every time.
And
Ooh.
then when me and Dan have done your bike fit, we will send you your cleat position measured using this tool
Right.
on your bike fit report. So then you can always set up your cleats like this if you buy new shoes. If you're just resetting your cleats, you can just simply like draw around the cleat and then just put it back on in the same position.
Yeah. But if you have new shoes that are different, it's best to
Yeah.
use one of them.
Yeah.
Right, I didn't know that.
And I did see Pagacha's got one there.
Pagacha's got one.
Yeah. Saw him setting up his new cleats once on some new shoes, obviously.
Ooh.
And you can never get it wrong if you've got the right stuff, can you?
No, you can't. The news in from Google. I've just Googled the shoe fitty. I don't know what its actually official name is. I'm just going to call it the shoe fitter contraption. You can get them for about 15 squids, so £15. Not too bad, especially if it's going to stop you from getting injured. So, Carl, I think we need to add that to our list of things to buy. Price of, maybe 5 chai lattes you could buy for that, so I'd have to sacrifice 5 chais for that. But also,
Full English.
we were full English. No, 2 full Englishes probably for that. £7.50 looking these days. Also, Jen has never tried a chai latte, so I'm going to have to bring you one next time, Jen. They're the best. Honestly, whenever anyone says I've not tried a chai latte, I just think, I know I don't drink tea or coffee, so I'm a bit of a weirdo, so I don't have many hot drink options, but if you've not tried a chai latte, but it's got to be a powder, not a syrup. Syrups aren't the way forward. So I'll bring you one next time, Jen.
Andy points out at the chai latte and there will be you being a weirdo, don't correlate.
I'm just a weirdo anyway.
I have a dirty chai latte sometimes, it's got caffeine in it.
Don't talk dirty to me in here. Anyway, this is not about drinks and stuff. This is a bike fit video, so let's get on with it.
And before I just did the cleats when I tried to push Kyle's ankle in, you couldn't move it at all. And now we can move it in and then move it out as well. So he's got equal amount of movement each side, so that will take any strain off the other structures in his legs, so that when he's riding, his foot can like move around in the pedal.
Yeah.
When you're going easy and when you're going hard, your foot will be in a slightly different position in the shoe, which is why you need to have that float either side so that your foot can then move to adjust depending on how you're riding.
Great stuff.
Well, recently Amy's been making me go hard.
Okay, bring this down to the frame.
Carl's playing silly beggars now.
Yeah, lovely. So you got the same on that one? So yeah, keep riding and then that's feet done.
Come on, Kyle, no
My
rest
feet
of the rickets.
sorted. Can't do anything about my toes. But
No, can't do anything about his
I
big
did
toes.
ask if she can trim them down a bit, but
Oh, not a
unfortunately
pedicure.
she hasn't got an axe here.
Carl's just hopped off the bike and we're just comparing from when he was on the canyon to the Pinarello. So here he is on the canyon. He was quite squished up and his shoulders were quite hunched. And then on the Pinarello you can see he's a lot more relaxed. So Jen is actually saying it could have just been a simple thing of the cleats, and actually the bike is...
Yeah. So I'm just going to measure his saddle height now because I think we could go down a tiny bit. But like we said before, the geometry of this bike is completely different. So it's much more stretched out because it's more of a race bike, which is what me and Dad wanted to do with Kyle's Canyon anyway, was to put a longer stem on to stretch him out. Effectively, he's got this. So we won't have exactly the same measurements as the other bike because the geometry is different. So yeah, I'm just going to measure a saddle height and we'll have a little look at that. But I think the bike looks like a really good fit for you.
And also, like, going back to stretching the bike out, my body does work out. I've got really short legs, but a really long torso.
I'm like the same height as Kyle, but then my legs end up here. Like
And mine
here.
are like here.
And then his
that's probably why you prefer an endurance bike, because you want a shorter front.
Yeah.
I reach
So
out.
Kyle's torso is really long and my legs are long, so...
So what I say,
Yeah.
so it almost explains why a pro racing bike actually suits me better.
Yeah,
Yeah.
more
Stretched out.
And why little Canny that's in our garage might be going on sale.
Will be, yeah,
I think, because there's no point letting her rust away in the garage, is there? Someone might want to ride her.
So it won't rust.
I will be sad to see her go, but I think she'll enjoy being outside again.
3 mil higher than your other saddle.
And the grabs are 2.5 mil shorter.
Were they 1725s on you?
12725. Yeah.
What? 12725? Was he giving your phone number out?
Getting all worked up. No, 170 these are, and they were 172.5. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Do you want to just hop on and
So
do
it's
some
probably
more
like
holding?
half a million. To
Come on, Kyle, keep working now.
Because I actually did set it to the right height that Dan gave me, but then I didn't allow for the
Yeah,
crank
there's
side.
Yeah, he didn't. That's another reason. So his saddle was the wrong height in France because he didn't account for the crank length, which was different. So always remember that. You feel comfy?
And I noticed my hands were always there
Yeah.
because I'm not too stretched. If I was more stretched out, I'd be like trying to get my hands back.
Yeah.
But I'm not.
No, you look good. So we've just been looking at Kyle's pedal stroke, and according to Jen, it's very good now.
Yeah, so you can see that Kyle's foot is basically flat at the bottom of the pedal stroke, so that's something that we look for when you're pedalling. You want to kind of have a downwards motion on the way down, you pedal flat at the bottom and then scoot back up on the way back up. So sometimes if people's saddle's too high, that's when you see people pedalling with their toe down because they're kind of trying to reach for the bottom of the pedal stroke. But yeah, Kyle's foot looks really good, so he's in a really great position. He's not kind of wasting any power. He'll be getting really good transfer of power through his pedal stroke.
Hey, that's good. You feeling happy about that, Kyle?
Yeah, like I was saying before, like when I thought the saddle was a bit low, before it felt like my heel was dropping.
Yeah.
Because obviously it was too low.
Yeah.
So like my heel was just dropping rather than the opposite way if it was too high.
Yeah, and I had the issue of a saddle being too high when I did Paris-Brest Paris, which is when I ended up with an Achilles injury because my toe was pointing down and it was putting strain through my Achilles, and that wasn't good. So yeah, it's really important to get your saddle height right. Moving on to look at where Kyle's saddle is on the bike and whether that needs to go back or forward at all.
So we're just going to adjust it to go back a tiny bit, but it is pretty much perfect. So we'll just go back a little bit, see how it feels. And the good thing about being here is like we've got the video and everything, so we can always move things and then move them back. It's good to just like try everything that we think might help while we can analyse it all.
Yeah, and what would putting the saddle back do?
So it just means that you're pedalling, we want you to pedal over the bottom bracket. So that's where, like, again, your optimal like power transfer is. So if your saddle's too far forward, then essentially it's kind of tipping you forwards over the bike, and you're also pedaling over like this part of the bike.
Right.
And yeah, it'll just make you feel quite uncomfortable. And a lot of the time as well, it'll mean that your saddle's uncomfy because it'll be forcing you to sit on the wrong part of your saddle. So lots of people do end up, if their bike's a little bit long, moving their saddle forward in the hope that then they're closer to here, but essentially that's not going to help. So you want to keep your saddle where it's meant to be and just adjust the front end if your bike's too long.
Yeah, and when you put your saddle back, does that mean your seat height would have to change?
It might do, but we're literally going to move Kyle's like the tiniest bit, so it all depends how much we're moving everything. But again, we can look at it all on the video, so we'll look at the angle of Kyle's hip, knee and ankle and check that that's all good when we move the saddle. Yeah,
because I think I once moved my saddle back before I came for a bike fit and everything and didn't move my seat, but I think my seat should have gone down a bit when I moved it back, so I moved it quite far back. Yeah. So that's another mistake that I've done in the past. Silly me. Last time you came, what did you have?
I had a Brook saddle with my Caradise lugs on it, and they weren't too impressed. That was on the Canyon.
Yeah. How long had you had that saddle for?
For quite a long time.
He'd also had a crash on the saddle and it was broken, but he didn't want to change it.
Not like me to crash.
Because you found it comfy on PBP, didn't you?
Yeah, I did find it very comfortable.
But what about this saddle? Do you like this one?
Well, I've ridden loads of miles on this saddle now, and this was actually the saddle we used spec last time, and it is very, very comfy.
Yeah. Stella Talia very kindly sent Kyle out a saddle, which we're very grateful for, and there is actually a discount code. You can buy them from UK Bike Fit in the description, so a little, cheeky discount for you there.
I'd recommend.
Oh my goodness, we missed it on the camera, but we adjusted the saddle a bit and a load of dirt came out. I thought you cleaned your bike. Oh my God.
Save that, it's from France.
Kyle, I thought you cleaned your bike.
On the beach with me here.
Kyle?
Maybe I should have took, yeah.
I thought you were taking really good care of Poco.
Oh, look at it. He's very clean. So I didn't undo that bolt. No. Everything else is actually very clean.
Yeah. Oh. This doesn't look very clean, Kyle, to be honest with you.
No, I went on a ride yesterday, didn't I?
Oh dear.
Well, it's getting a dusting down now.
Yeah. I think we need to start using wax chains maybe. They're a bit cleaner than the oil. The oil seems to pick up everything off the road.
I have started actually looking into, I watched a few GCM videos actually about tech. And now I'm very tempted to go to the wax chaining route.
The only thing that concerns me about the wax chains, how long they last and whether it's more expensive.
Apparently they last a long time.
Do they?
Apparently so. All the pros are using them now.
Dan has a wax chain.
Does he?
A lot of people rave about them.
Maybe we should make the move to wax.
Ineos don't use them yet.
Don't they?
But most of the other teams do.
All right.
Okay, hop back on.
Come on then.
Also, there apparently is I'm getting really technical here.
Yeah.
But there is actually a watt-saving aspect to them as well.
Oh really?
Yeah. Not that I've noticed at my level. Now I'm on an ice bike, do you know what I mean? I have to shave my legs.
Yeah, we'll get the wax on them.
Aerodynamic Getting to know that.
So the seat is slightly back and he's riding again. Does it feel comfy?
Length and the height of Kyle's front end looks really, really good. For what Kyle's doing on this bike, he's riding it for really long periods. Like the 24-hour TT, you're doing like 300k rides on it. So we want him to be in like a fairly relaxed position, and this bike has like a racing geometry anyway, so it's got quite a short head tube. So we're actually not going to take any spaces out of the front of the bike. You can see from the videos that his shoulders are in a really nice relaxed position. He's just really comfortable. His hands naturally go to the front of the bike. So if he was racing, using this bike to race like crit racing or doing really sort of short stuff where the aero, being more aero would make a bigger difference, then yeah, we might look at that. But this is actually a really comfortable position for Kyle. So we want to like optimize his power, but also make sure that he's comfortable for riding for 24 hours. Otherwise, any gains, really small gains that you might make in aerodynamics will just be lost in being uncomfortable.
Yeah, exactly.
No.
Perfect. And then did we say we're going to do something with the hoods?
Yeah, so we're just going to angle the hoods in slightly. It just makes it a more sort of neutral position for your wrists to be in. And that's what Kyle had on his other bike as well and really liked it.
There's one thing I've noticed about when I've ridden this bike is it sometimes does make a bit more of a strain on my wrist.
Yeah.
Whereas before it was tilted in a bit more.
So we'll tilt these bad boys in.
Yeah. Basically, Poco's perfect for me.
Yeah, apart from this little scratch, but we won't talk
we
about that. We don't talk about the scratch.
Yeah, so I've just angled these in, so we'll just see if Kyle likes them or if he wants it any more or less. I've just eyeballed them for now, and then we'll measure them all up if he's happy with it. Yeah.
Well, that feels really nice.
That feels good.
I don't know which one's more than the other.
That one's like a tiny bit more than the other, but as you can see now, like Kyle's arm is just completely straight. There's no, you can't see like any creases or anything here, so he's just putting much less pressure for his wrist. And it's just a more natural position for you to be holding the shifters in.
Yeah.
That feels really good, because in France I did actually get, I thought it might have just been the crash, but having my hand in that position the whole time actually was hitting my hand there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it looks
So that
much.
feels a lot better.
It looks much more comfy. So the handlebars are all straightened up now. The shifters are angled in at the same, and Kyle's feeling good.
It was amazing.
We're almost ding
I mean,
dong
the bike
done.
did go quite good forward, it goes even better now.
Yeah. looking
Yeah,
good.
this geometry is a really good fit for you, like you said, with your long body and your short legs. It's got a longer reach than your other bike, so yeah, it was always going to be a good fit for you.
And to be fair, Dan did spec that before.
Yeah.
He said the long geometry will actually work a lot better.
Yeah.
And it does.
With your long abnormal torso.
Yes.
Right, so that's ding dang done. That was quicker than expected actually.
Yeah.
Because it was pretty well fit. So thank you very much, Jen.
Yeah, no problem.
And he'll be comfy for the 24-hour now.
Yeah, no drastic changes.
Just cleats, saddle position, height was okay, and
Yeah,
the older
saddle height,
shifters going in. So yeah,
Very comfortable. Very
that's
good.
what we like, because a comfy man means a happy man.
No
You know,
grouchiness.
Unless he's hungry, then he'll be grouchy. So as long as we've got a few bakeries, cafes along the route.
Well, I think on the 24 hour I'm just going to be constantly hungry.
Yeah, you will be. Luckily, well, actually, I'm doing it as well, so you won't have me to feed you snacks, so you'll have to sort yourself out for that.
Hopefully there's someone there making me fry ups as I go around.
God, it'd be sick. Right, anyway, it's time to say goodbye. The next video that I do at UK Bike Fit, not sure when, maybe in a month's time, a few weeks, we're going to do a Q&A. So if anyone's got any questions they'd like to ask Dan, aka the main man here, who's a physio and a bike fitter, please put them in the comments and we'll try and answer as many as we can so that, you know, you can get your questions answered. We do welcome all sorts of questions, obviously about bike fits mainly, but any sort of cycling questions, we're happy to answer because
I'm sure Dan is as well.
Yeah, we'll ask him if he likes chai latte, that's very important to know.
He knows some good cafes too.
Does
so
he?
if you need any good cafe recommendations in the Peak District.
Oh yeah.
There you go.
I think the plan actually is to go on a ride with Dan, so that'll be fun.
Yeah.
I know he's a bit of a whippersnapper, so he might have to go easy on us, but anyway. Oh, just before we go, I want to show you my new t-shirt, I'm very excited about it, Kyle.
Bit in it.
So, I've designed some t-shirts, randonneur, and you know what we like to do? Ride far for fun. So if you want to buy one, I'll put a link in the description. We've got a few different ones. I am going to be donating a percentage of the profits to a mental health charity, and for this one to Audax UK, to keep the Audaxes going. So yeah, but if you don't want to buy one, you don't have to, there's no pressure. It's just, you know, a little thing. I thought, there's not enough cycling kits in the world. Oh, actually, I've got my jumper. Because I always think, when I'm not in Lycra, I always wish that I'm on the bike, so I might as well wear something related to the bike. Happy as cycling. And, well, I'm always thinking, when's the next ride? Now this could be taken in two different ways, my friends, so depends what mood you're into, what kind of ride you want. Anyway, we'll leave you with that. Thank you so much for watching. TT to the FN. Goodbye. Kyle?
Goodbye.
Jen?
Bye.